the questions that have sort of come from the fallout of FTX have now been put onto Tether, though, frankly, there have been questions about Tether for some time. I want to just read you two sentences. This is from the Wall Street Journal. You've seen the story. Tether, which is incorporated, as you know, in the British Virgin Islands, doesn't publish audited financial statements or complete balance sheet, leaving outsiders with an incomplete picture of the company's health. And there's a gentleman, Peter Crane. Peter is the president of Crane Data. He says, I've been skeptical and in disbelief that they, that is you, can get away with the lack of disclosure and with limited transparency. If you do have reserves, why don't you show them? And so I'll ask you the question, why don't you?
Well, what I can say is in the last 8 years of Tether's operating history, they've always redeemed every token for exactly $1. I sold the company in the end of 2015, and the principals have continued to operate that with, in my opinion, to the absolute best of their ability and with the best risk mitigation tactics in the industry. It has withstood the test of time.
So why do you think that then the questions persist as they do about what's really going on and what really is backing these stablecoins?
Well, Tether does offer on its website proof of its reserves, or actually audits. Every few months they post different audits on where all that cash is currently how it's being invested. Right now, people still question it, and these questions are okay, and the industry as a whole is going to become more and more transparent due to these recent failures of FTX and BlockFi and these other companies. And so that is really good for the industry moving forward.
So you think actually stablecoin, or rather I should say Tether, will ultimately be forced to disclose exactly what backs these coins?
Well, we'll see how these regulations play out. Right now, with the Republicans controlling the House, it's going to take a while for any regulations to really come to bear. However, our industry has done an excellent job in self-policing. More and more people are putting more awareness around how to do that. CZ from Binance is actually starting a fund and also really leading the charge in what it looks like to offer up proof of reserves and other programs to make customers and retail investors more comfortable.
I want to go back to the idea you just said you think the industry is great at self-policing. We've had a whole number of failures, even in the last 2 weeks, and obviously the blow-up of FTX is the big headline. You think that the industry's done a great job of self-policing? I mean, I think about all the venture capitalists big-name venture capitalists who put money in. I don't think they did any real self-policing. Arguably, you're right. CZ might have policed this a little bit. Frankly, I think the press did a pretty good job in the context of CoinDesk, which was the one that broke that story.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent point. The crypto industry doesn't have a government or anyone else to bail it out. So in order for it to survive long term, it does need to do an excellent job of self-policing. And that's what these things bring to the table, that we're going to, as an industry, have to come together and do a better job to provide consumers the confidence that they need. And to do that in the future, it will lead to more decentralization, meaning less trust in these centralized actors that are running these companies, because it's going to be done in code versus by the responsibility of a centralized organization.
So do you think long-term these exchanges, and I'm thinking obviously FTX was one of them, Binance is another, Coinbase is obviously a publicly traded company here in the United States, and as a result, I think is probably the most regulated of that group.
Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that that's why Coinbase and the companies that are regulated in the U.S., they have to meet a higher bar. They have to do much more than these other offshore companies. So as investors, especially in the U.S., if that makes you more comfortable, absolutely follow the companies that follow that are more regulated.